Murder, murder, murder media. Come and get it, yo, murder media. Murder, murder, yo, murder media.
The ground on a highway in Japan, stopping traffic and surprising locals. It almost looks like something you'd see in a certain video game. The steel pipe rose more than 42 feet into the air. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Authorities are still investigating what caused it to shoot up out of the ground. We do know that construction was underway at this site to connect a sewer line to a massive underground rainwater storage system to prevent flooding. The 88-foot steel pipe was supposed to hold back surrounding soil during excavation. The pipe's now been mostly pushed back underground, and officials plan to cut off the part that's still sticking out.
I buried my pops July the 4th, 2012. So I would show this image to my dear friends. First, I told my mom, and my mom is very spiritual, but she jokingly said, "That's probably your daddy coming to me before he crossed over." You know, he always want somebody. You know, she kind of played it off like that.
Mm-hmm.
My whole father's side they very sarcastic. So it would be times that I would try to show this image and I wouldn't be able to find it. And I know exactly when the image happened because I know the exact date. But it's a picture of my father. And I would show it to my friends and they'd be like, I'd let you see somebody like, "Yeah, man, who that pop?" And I'll tell them the date. And then I can like see goosebumps. I seen like on my friend, I see him get like chill bump, like, man, hell no, you know? And so, yeah, it really happened. It's a real thing. And I discuss it in the book, although I don't put the picture in the book.
Okay, hold on a second. Pete Hegseth. I bet you they wish they aired this from that guy's angle and not this angle, because you just missed something that could be nothing, but also looks like something. Watch this. They shake hands. Oh, wait a minute. Where do they do funny secret handshakes again? Watch it again. Is it a big club that we're all not in? Quickly, you would have never seen this if you were watching TV. You would have never noticed that in time. You slow it down, and you see a handshake I've never done. If I shake hands, it's a firm grip. I don't put my finger on that part of their wrist. Like, what's going on? And in totally unrelated news, here's a handshake if you're in a secret club that you literally have to vow secrecy if you want to join. But I'm sure it's nothing.
This may sound crazy, and feel free to correct me if you think I am wrong, but I truly believe that what is happening in Kensington, in Philadelphia, is a simulation created by the fucking CIA. And I don't even talk like that. I'm not even that type of person. But I'm telling you guys, that right there was a CIA infiltration. I don't know. This is all assumption. But y'all gotta hear me out. That is some CIA planted simulation shit. I'm going to die on that hill. I am going to die there because it don't make no sense.
I mean, look at it, y'all. This is in the streets of America. Every city. Damn near every city in America. Every big city.
It's crazy.
Just strung out, y'all. Cops walk by. God forbid I walk down the street with a beer, right? At least he's got his little protein shake over there. He's getting some protein. That's crazy though, y'all. And I guess this used to be a real wealthy part of Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today? You want an interview, big bro? You want to get paid for one? Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go over here.
Every morning you have the desire to get high. Is that the number one thing that pops up on your mind?
It's even when I'm sleeping. And then it's not a desire to get high, it's a desire to get well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's no more getting high.
There's no more getting high.
It's just I have to use this so I'm not
substance
throwing up, pissing out of my butt, you know, all the symptoms of withdrawal. You know?
So if you weren't using drugs, you'd be a lot sicker than you are right now. that what you're saying?
If I didn't use drugs today, I would not be here right now. I would be curled up in a ball somewhere, puking my brains out.
So we were just talking to Vinny, and now Vinny told us, he came back and grabbed me and said, you got to go over to this guy named Eddie's house, right?
Correct.
Eddie. What does Eddie do?
Eddie is, I would say, a provider to the neighborhood. He's a little bit of a crazy guy, but he really does help the community. You guys are about to see. So that's where we're headed now.
I'm going to take Vinny's word on this one. We're going over to Eddie's house right now. Hopefully nothing bad happens.
And as soon as I turned the corner to go to Eddie's house, I was welcomed by a bunch of screams from people outside of Eddie's house.
And they don't want them selling drugs.
I do not think it was a good idea to go to Eddie's house.
James Egan Holmes went to the midnight screening of Dark Knight Rises in Aurora, Colorado. After about 30 minutes into the movie, he would leave the theaters, go out to his car, dress up in tactical gear, and bring tear gas and a rifle into the theater and begin shooting. This resulted in the death of 12 innocent people just trying to watch a movie, and 70 others were injured. Holmes took medication pills prior to this so that in case he got shot, it, quote, would not hurt him. He was arrested shortly after. However, he knew that the police would raid his home, and he rigged the entire house with explosives. Thankfully, those explosives were defused. In court, he attempted to plead insanity, however, that did not work. He was charged with 24 counts of first-degree murder and received 12 consecutive life sentences without parole. He also received an additional 3,318 years for attempted murder and possession of explosives. This incident led to heightened security throughout theaters nationwide. His youngest victim was 6-year-old Veronica Moser Sullivan, and she would have been 18 years old today.
Please don't.
How many cows?
The math doesn't add up. Okay? Just the fast food industry, just McDonald's alone, produces 6.5 million burgers per day.
Damn.
And there's enough cows to go around?
A day.
If you test the meat in Taco Bell, it's barely beef, like, at all. 70%. So we're talking 30+% of something else. Just saying.
You think they're feeding us humans?
That's what Putin said. Putin said if they knew what they were eating, they would go crazy. In which you would, because actually, if you look into human beings eating other human beings, it actually causes brain damage. So this is why everybody's wigging out right now. Because if you're eating fast food, I'll say allegedly, you might be not eating a cow. Just saying.
You guys, I just watched a post saying that people live inside the Grand Canyon and zoomed in and there was like houses. I am legitimately, I can't even believe I'm admitting this, 54 years old, never knew this. What? Who lives in the Grand Canyon? Like, I feel like I don't know shit now.
Politicians should live on minimum wage and not have health care, and they should not have congressional pensions that allow them to amass wealth from taxpayers per day. If the American people ever understood the congressional pension system, they'd have pitchforks and torches and be storming the Congress right now.
I bet you the minimum wage would jump up quite a lot if they had minimum wage.
The true vampires in our world today are the same people that are vampires before, the people that want to live forever. I don't think you can do that without sucking the life out of somebody else.
That's a great way to think about it.
It's always been extreme wealth. You get as rich as you can and you keep it for yourself as much as you can because everybody will try to take it from you. There are ways to be powerful in the world that always cost something to somebody else. Vampires do exist today, and you certainly don't want to be a victim of one.
Just got done watching a video of a guy saying he gets paid to go to the mall and stand on the elevator every day. And there's levels. You can get paid to stand on the elevator. You can get paid to go in the restaurant. You can get paid to walk through the mall. He didn't disclose who was paying him to go walk in to be by the elevator and do those things. But he also said there are other actors in LA that go to the mall, that go to these stores to make it look like it's the place to be, y'all. So I had to say this. Are the people that have the accidents on these main highways in LA, Atlanta, Texas, New York, are they paid actors as well? Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. And I know we got people that get paid to be in the crisis actors. Make it make sense, y'all. All of these
right now, they said, oh, and one time it rained for 1,000,000 years. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? 1,000,000 years? That's not even a real number. 1,000,000 years, and you're gonna laugh at creationists because they think that it rained for 40 days and flooded the whole Earth? 1,000,000 years? Shut up, dude. What do you want, Camino?
Your lectures a little bit, maybe you didn't see. But this is a good example of a Western Iranian. He comes to America, encourages this war, but then he's not going to fight in there. He's not going to enlist. He doesn't go back to Iran, not going to fight in the war. Are these examples of Mossad paid influencers, or are they just completely brainwashed and don't know how to submit to the fact that Trump completely lied about everything he said he was going to do in his campaign?
So Patrick David, he actually got in touch on Monday. He wanted to interview me. He wanted me on his show. And what happened was, that was the same day that there was a concerted online campaign against me. Like, it was just weird in that, I went on Twitter and like everyone was attacking me. And like, it was the same talking points. So I'm like, who are these people? And why is this happening all at the same time? Mm-hmm. So that interview request from Patrick David, I'm like, this must be a setup.
Yeah.
He wants me on a show so that he can provoke me. And just
like, let's say some fucking witchcraft or some dumb shit. I stay away from all that. I'm like, fuck that. Oh man,
that's real?
Yeah, bro. I think everybody in the music industry does it.
What is that? How does that work?
I don't know, bro.
The top 1% of elites don't fall asleep like you do. They program reality before they do. Every night before they fall asleep, they make sure they enter a theta state, which is the doorway between the conscious mind and the quantum field. Nikola Tesla is a perfect example of this. He would fall asleep having business meetings in his head and imagine himself working on his inventions. And as he slept, those answers would come to him. This is because your brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality. Your body begins preparing for that reality.
Very popular dish in Mexico called menudo pozole. And it's obviously made with pork, with pig and the intestines and all these things. I don't like it. It's disgusting. They might people might say, oh, you're not no real Mexican, you don't eat menudo. I guess I've never liked menudo. Actually, the original menudo was made with human parts.
No way.
Yes, human parts. And it started in those times with the Aztecs. They would sacrifice these humans, these rituals to their goddesses, their deities. And so that they would make these soups, the menudo, the pozole, and they would eat it, right?
Everybody knows what Stonehenge is. Once you reconstruct the original plan, it had this very special, unique geometry. It also appears to have been carefully located, not just randomly placed, but carefully located on the surface of the earth at a very precise and specific place. Recently, it was discovered that there were not just two types of stone being used, there was three. The outer big ones that we kind of picture are called sarsen stone sandstone. They're stones that are high in quartz. Quartz is a mineral that can actually produce electricity when it's placed under pressure. Its inner rings are formed of a rhyolitic bluestone, which is an igneous rock. Sarsen stones, they came from about 20-25 miles away, quarried and transported. The bluestones came from around 120 miles away. They were quarried in Wales. At the center of the monument, it's probably fallen down now, but there's a stone called the altar stone, and it's on that solstitial alignment. Well, they discovered that the altar stone was a completely different, unique type of rock. How did they discover that the altar stone was a third type of rock? Well, because it had a high metallic content, particularly barium. I don't know what the implications are of that yet, but it was a distinct type of rock. That's how they were able to find its origins and origins.
While I was in the house. It was supposed to be a 7-man massacre, including me and I don't know if you guys are sensitive, but I have actual footage of the homicide.
Oh. Do you still live there right now? Yeah, I'd like to see something.
Don't show them the camera. We're streaming to YouTube. We can't see violence there, but we can watch it.
Oh, he's got homicide photos.
I'm afraid it will come back up. No, show me. Show me. Here we go. Fuck!
Oh, I see it. Oh, God. All right, if you guys want to find this guy, he can show you.
I've never even been on a carrier.
We need to get you a trip out to one, even for a day.
Right on.
Aircraft carrier flight deck, one of the most dangerous places on the surface of this planet. You got jets, aircraft that are taxiing, turning, exhaust, going into afterburner. Landing cables are getting pulled out. There was a video, an aircraft hooked down, hits the cable snaps, and of course it's whipping across the flight deck. And one of the chiefs is grabbing his belt and starts pulling it off as he's jumping over the cable because he knows it's probably going to impact some people's legs, and he's getting a tourniquet ready in his hand. No way.
Yeah. What do you mean, why would you want to eat pizza? I don't know, why get up in the morning? Why look at the sun? Why enjoy a rainbow?
Because pizza is just an open sandwich.
President Trump, we need someone deported immediately. Yes, he's calling pizza an open sandwich.
This word has always come up, and everyone has only started to question it. This clip always stuck with me, and once you notice it, you start hearing it everywhere. And here's what I find strange. It's not just the word, it's how casually it is just said and thrown around, all these interviews and all these celebrities using it. It's an inside joke that everyone else is in on except us, when the same words and the same jokes and the same visual keep showing up. You start asking different questions.
Look closer. Every symbol is a code. That is a Mason A. And the signs on each side of the door are real reminiscent of the black and white checkerboard, aren't they? This is clue one, stay. Here, we got this building right across from it. The chair, usually someone's sitting in. All of these windows are blocked off. Not to mention, we're right across the street from. Also, look at this. You can go right under. And we got the old abandoned hotel. The clock in the middle. It's a citywide spell, guys.
If you had any kind of alcohol problem, any kind of heroin problem, or any kind of problem that you want to fix, put somebody in the fucking hole for 8 days, and I guarantee when they come out and you say, whatever your problem is, if it's heroin or alcohol, if you crack open that beer, you're going to do that again. I guarantee everybody will be like, ain't worth it, ain't doing it, I'm never doing that again. It was gnarly. That was my last straw. I was just like, all you're left with is you stuck in a white, dirty room with you, yourself, and I, stuck with your thoughts. On day number 4, they gave me like a pad of paper with a pencil and whatever, and maybe some Stephen King book that I barely read. That's but great. Yeah, not even a self-help book. But man, you're just stuck in there to think, and you don't really want to eat the food because it's on this like rubber ass tray with like straight up mystery meat, man. I took a bite of this. It tasted like liverwort. I don't even know what. And then the green beans, they felt like they were plastic. And like, if you get pasta, it's just boiled pasta, and that's what you eat. There's no sauce, there's no salt, there's no pepper, not even butter, and stale ass cornbread. So like, I barely ate in there. It was official torture. And your wife couldn't do anything? Nope. I just had to fucking power it out, and I learned
diseases on animals and whatnot. And they have these ticks, these Lone Star ticks, right? And essentially, they weaponize the ticks with Lyme disease, and then that's how we got, what we know today as Lyme disease, because it started in Lyme, Connecticut. Okay? Precursor to that, during the Cold War, there was an operation that the CIA released called Operation Mongoose. You guys heard of that? Okay, so during the Cold War, the same thing was happening. They were weaponizing ticks because they wanted to get Fidel Castro in Cuba and overthrow the government. So they bioengineered these ticks with Lyme disease and then released them on the sugarcane workers to cripple Cuba. And it's a cheap way to do it, right? So they're essentially saying the way they did this is the poor man's nuke, right? So they're saying that they can affect 10,000 people for about $1.40 a day. So $1.40 gets you 10,000 people wiped out. Wow. So you can cripple their system. You can overrun their medical system without destroying their resources. That's why they call it the poor man's nuke. And this is during the Cold War, and then that was the precursor to what we know as Lyme disease today.
Prior to that, there was never Lyme disease. They made it up.
They made it up. I mean, there's a place called Lyme, Connecticut. That's where it originated from. After the Cold War, about 10 years removed, they started to release it. And if you look at these ticks, They weren't native to that area, right? So this is happening again. Do you guys know this? It's starting to happen again.
With what?
With what?
The ticks. So here's the thing. These random ticks that aren't native to Texas and Nebraska, and they're moving north, these ticks are giving people alpha-gal syndrome. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
So alpha-gal syndrome is to where, in layman's terms, you can't eat meat anymore, red meat.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Now, why do you think that is?
Why can't you eat red meat anymore?
Well, think about this. Bill Gates, he wants you to eat
synthetic meat.
Synthetic 3D printed meat.
To them, we didn't listen. And the last viewer that we sent up there, his soul is trapped on the moon. His body is in a coma in a special medical facility run by the CIA. And his family has been given like medical compensation or whatever. They told him, like, they told his family that the guy had died in the line of duty or whatever. And he's been held in stasis for years and years as they wait for his soul to come back from the moon, where apparently there's the capacity to lure and trap somebody's consciousness, which they finally did to one of these CIA remote viewers after repeatedly telling them not to surveil whatever's going on up there.
Strange. We had a guy on here named David Morehouse.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was a remote viewer, he was a part of these programs for a long time. I think it was in the 70s.
I read his book Psychic Warrior. Early on.
Yeah. And he said that he remote viewed the moon and there was nothing. He's like, it's all bullshit. There's nobody there.
I don't know whether he was being blocked or what, but I can tell you some other things about the moon that are much creepier than a city on the dark side of it.
Well, and here's another thing. If there was a city, why is it only on the dark side?
Well, because that side faces away from us all the time.
So because whoever built it doesn't want us to see it?
Of course. Of course. That's the convenient place to put it. There's also another reason that's technical, which is that if you put, we've been studying this in terms of potential lunar colonization, that if you put listening telescopes, like the Arecibo dish, stuff that's meant to convey signals across space. If you put it on the side of the moon that faces the Earth, there's too much interference with radio signals coming from the Earth. So if you want to have basically interspace communication from the moon to elsewhere, it's better to put something on the side that always faces away from us, so that you're not bombarded with radio signals that are being transmitted from the Earth.
Right.
That's a technical reason why you would do it, but mainly I think it's for concealment purposes. Okay, but the story of what's going on the moon is a lot more it's a lot more startling than finding a city on the dark side of it, right? Because you could be dealing with a natural satellite that has been colonized at who knows what time by whatever spacefaring civilization. No, it looks like there's a much more disturbing scenario here.
So when people Earth and started noticing these big, round, fortress-looking things in India. At first, nobody knew what they were, but when you zoom in, you can literally see bodies just laying there. Creepy, right? Turns out, they're called Towers of Silence. They come from the Zoroastrian faith, one of the oldest religions in the world, and the Parsi community still practices it. Basically, they believe you can't bury bodies in the ground or burn them because earth and fire are sacred. So instead, they leave the body out in the open, the sun dries it, and vultures come in and take care of the rest. And here's the wild part. For them, it's actually seen as eco-friendly and even charitable because nothing goes to waste. But when you look at these towers on Google Earth, you'll sometimes see these red patches inside, and yeah, that's exactly what you think it is. Most of these places are now closed off to outsiders, which makes it even more mysterious. And honestly, while the tradition makes sense for their culture, if you're not used to it, it looks straight up haunting. So now I gotta ask, would you consider something like this eco-friendly and smart, or is it way too creepy for you? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
A lot of y'all don't even see what's going on. Beyonce mama is in Houston selling gumbo. I wouldn't eat nothing from that lady. I wouldn't drink a cup of water from that lady. A lot of y'all are lining up because y'all are so blind. Y'all don't have the eyes to see, and y'all idolize Beyonce so much that y'all like, oh, that's her mama. I ate some gumbo from Beyonce mama. I had some gumbo by Beyonce mama. You don't know what that lady doing to that gumbo. Those who have the eyes to see right through these people. You can see the demons in these people if you really have the eyes to see. Y'all don't see it. Y'all got friends that be around y'all that don't like y'all and y'all can't see it. But I see right through this lady.
What is up? What is up? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, whoever you are, wherever you are. I always say, stay to the positive, never to the negative. Always remember that. Go up in the day, baby. You play, you won't make it one life to live. You better live it for today. That's facts. Stay ablazing, stay amazing, stay true, stay you. No matter what you're doing.